This NHL team went from having one of the worst records to somehow turning their entire season around. Now, it's no secret that the Edmonton Oilers had a very rocky start to their season, and you can blame a lot of people on that roster and in the organization, but the fact is that this team has turned everything around, especially within the past couple of weeks. Now, we're halfway through the year, and the Oilers went from being the second worst in their division to somehow now being a top 3 team in their division. Now, are we saying that it's Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl who have turned everything around? Of course, they've been huge contributing factors, but there's a few other guys that I wanted to mention on this team that should get a little bit more recognition. The first guy I want to talk about is Evan Bouchard. This guy has been a great defensive piece for this team. I'm very surprised he didn't make the NHL All-Star game. I just think that there were so many people rooting for this guy after his big turnaround from the first couple of weeks, and I think that if the Oilers are going to succeed, they are going to need a continued solid play from this guy, because when he's at his best, he really is one of the better defensemen in the NHL. The next guy I want to talk about is Zach Hyman. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say he's a McDavid merchant. He's only getting points because he plays with the best player in the world, but Zach Hyman used to be around a 50-point scorer, and this guy has really taken that next step. But I think a guy who's already passed 25 goals on the season, I think you need to give him a little bit more flowers and not just say that he's getting points because of McDavid, because in a pro league like this, that takes skill, and Hyman deserves a lot of credit for how well he's been performing this year. And the last guy I want to give a little bit of credit to is Stuart Skinner. We all know that the Campbell-Skinner experiment has been a complete disaster. And sure, Skinner has gotten a lot of criticism, especially for his play in the playoffs last year, but especially for the way that he and Campbell started the year. But since Campbell got sent down to the AHL, it feels like Stuart Skinner is an entirely new goalie. Over this past 12-game win streak, I think that Stuart Skinner deserves a lot of credit for how solid he's been in net. Just take a look at his numbers here. If you look back to earlier this season, he was struggling a lot, but for some reason, he seemingly has turned things around in net and could be a very solid option for the Oilers moving forward. But if the Oilers really want to run with Stuart Skinner in the future, I think that they need to bring in a veteran guy at the deadline like Marc-Andre Fleury. The Rangers did this with Jonathan Quick. I think it's going to help out Shesterkin a lot when it comes to the playoffs, and I think that having a guy like Marc-Andre Fleury kind of help out Stuart Skinner with all of the mental stuff that comes with the playoffs might really help him when it comes time to the postseason. But I just think that Stuart Skinner deserves a lot more credit lately. He's been fantastic for the Oilers. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. How do you feel about this Oilers turnaround? Do you think that it's legit, or are they just on a hot streak and they'll slow down soon enough? And who's one of the most surprising players from this team this year so far? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next one.